Hey everybody, Drew Gasparini here, and it's another edition of Drew Gasparini's New Voices, a platform we created with the Ferguson Center for the Arts down in Newport News, Virginia, where we offer this platform to brand new emerging artists, give them a place to share their work with the world. We started this when it was during the quarantine and the pandemic and venues around the world were closed, and before we could open theaters safely and soundly, we decided that this was a really cool thing to do, to make sure artists kept writing and had a place to perform and share their work. And it really means a lot, not to the artists, but anybody who appreciates the arts. So thank you all for tuning in. I'm Drew Gasparini. Today, our very special guest artist is a young man named Jake Bentley Young. He is so crazy talented. I met him this past summer, and we'll talk a little bit about that when we chat after the set. So stick around. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you to Bruce, Lori, Christy, and Paul down at the Ferguson Center for the Arts for always helping out and making sure things run smoothly with this series. It is a thrill to work with you guys as always. I love my collaborative partnership with everybody down at the Ferguson Center for the Art. I like being a member of the Ferg family. And so however you can support the Ferguson Center for the Arts, look them up, see how you can. Go see a show down there if you're in the area. And just God bless everybody who's a part of that team. Before I get started, I just wanted to say the first song I'm doing today is a song I used to cover often before I was a Broadway composer and I was a singer-songwriter and I was touring all over the West Coast. I liked to cover this song from an amazing artist who is a Virginia native. His name is Jason Mraz, and it's a really beautiful song, an early song of his called After an Afternoon. So I'm going to start my set with that, just a few more things after that, and then coming up after my set, Jake Bentley Young. Stick around.
Bare my window, self-untamed and untrained. Dreams both of my reflections, true is false. Room enough for the both, my drowsy spirit shall fall both ways, tumble over the season of my heart. You have offended my faith, my trust, till all is lost in the beauty of the day. Until all is lost, yeah. And I think it's gone. And there's something in the way you laugh makes me feel just like a child. The aspects of life, they confuse me when your thesis amuse me. After an afternoon with you, your rich brown eyes, your lips and your dark hair, and elbows exposed, knees tossing toward your ceiling. Ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. After an afternoon, it's okay. Face to paw, tear to tear, and mouth to tongue, heart to ground. Say heart to ground, and no, oh, said I am in love, dog. Heart to ground, say everything. Ooh, and then a heart. Hey, heart to ground.
upon a time, I was writing this show based on the movie Night Shift for Warner Brothers, directed by Ron Howard. The movie was with Michael Keaton and Henry Winkler, and we were adapting it for Broadway with Warner Brothers and Ron Howard producing, directed by Tony Award-winning Kathleen Marshall, and starring Tony nominee Brandon Uranowitz and Tony nominee Alex Brightman and Adrienne Warren, and it was a really exciting, fun project. It was my very first Broadway contract, and as a lot of those things tend to go, it didn't make its way all the way to this stage. Not yet. Nothing's dead forever, so who knows one day. But, you know, the long and short of it is, it's a story about these two yucks who are confident and stupid, which is like my favorite combination of things. And they work the night shift at a morgue. And this song I'm about to sing is the I Am song, or the I Want song, for one of our lead characters, Chuck, who enjoys working the night shift because it takes him away from every other part of life, which he has a hard time with. So this song is from the musical that never was, or is yet to be. It's called Night Shift, and this song is called At Least It's Quiet.
It seems the last few years I hadn't much to say. I mope around and drown inside the sound of every day, and I take my daily beatings, making memories worth deleting. Take the verbal dry kick whenever they'd supply it. And now it's coroners and corpses, but at least it's quiet. I've never had the goods that help define a man. A plain, insane, dry trouser stain, a flash that missed the pen. Be the brunt of someone's candor, go through life a slow meander. Sell the world I'm king, of course, they'd never buy it. So a morgue has more to offer, because at least it's quiet. With my arms back and feet on my desk, I can hear a silent breeze begin to blow. In a small space, it's my nightly escape, where I dream of all the places I could go. I never know just where I'm going, even so. She sees the life I'm stuck with as an awful joke. I remind her that I'm trying, but those words go up in smoke. What I'm stuck with just offends her, so I choose to just surrender. When the urge to argue comes, I just defy it. And now the night shift gives me a slight lift, a small escape from knotted life where I'll untie it. From the fortunate foregone days, from those fitness-crazed Beyoncés, in a city sleeping where I'm barely scraping by. It's not ideal, it's far from surreal, but at least it's quiet.
Thank you so much again for tuning in to Drew Gasparini's New Voices, and I'm really thrilled our next artist, Jake Bentley Young, I got to know him a little bit this last year, and we'll talk about why we met and why it's such a cool thing, how we met and all that. But first, check out his set coming up right after this last song of mine. Jake Bentley Young, really talented guy. I'm so happy I know him, and I'm so excited you get to know him through this little series we do here. I wanted to close out my set with an old song. And if I'm doing the math correctly, this song is 17 years old. I wrote it when I was 18. And I was living in Los Angeles at the time. And basically, the song is about how I didn't have a girlfriend. So that's what it is. It's called Stuck in LA, and I can't believe I still know how to play this song. It's such an old song, but I still like to do it at shows, and every once in a while it just kind of picks me back up and puts me in a fun little young place in my head. So this song is called Stuck in LA. Thanks so much. My name is Drew Gasparini. Jake Bentley Young coming up right after this, so stick around. This is Drew Gasparini's New Voices. Love y'all. Love y'all so much.
Books after work, I bring home dinner. She gives me looks but not a word. My eyes are stuck on her. I could just stop what I'm doing just to please her, 'cause I need her in my life. He has led me to hope for, so I sculpt her in my mind, in my mind. Whoa, whoa. Every treasure, your eyes and lips, your hair, baby, they're everywhere. But here, and I find no pleasure, love, in living day by day. Far away, I'm stuck in LA. On the couch, her head rests on my lap, watching TV after dinner. She brings her hair if I don't know next to my to kiss me on my shoulder. And I'm so lucky just to be with her, let alone sleep with her in my bed. She keeps me moving without a scare. It's too bad she's stuck in there in my head. Oh, she's in my head. Every treasure, your eyes, your lips, your hair, baby, they're everywhere. But here, and I find no pleasure, love, in living day by day when you're far away. I'm stuck in hell. I need your kisses. Damn, I miss them. At least I would if they existed. And now I'm stuck in this city, and time's fish poopy. So I think of her after late night and we're half asleep. It's just you and me. Whoa, girl, you walk to bed and I cannot help but stare. The way you change it, no, this is what God gave you. I sit on the side of the bed and I'm stroking your hair. Oh, and maybe sing you to sleep like this. Listen, you make me better. You make me better. Said you make me better. At least you would. Yes, you would. Every treasure, your eyes, your lips, your hair, baby, they're everywhere. But here, I find no pleasure, no, in living day by day when you're far away. And I'm stuck in hell. Your treasures, come, baby, they're everywhere. Oh, everywhere but here. And to find in LA. They're stuck in LA. Said I'm stuck in LA. Stuck in LA. Stuck in LA. Stuck in LA.
This is Drew Gasparini's New Voices, Jake, Bentley, Young, right now.
I was better without you. Then the waves came crashing in, and I don't think I'll ever stay dry again. Caught in a route you never took me through. Thought I'd stop and see the sights, the sleepless nights, the incandescent lights that filled the space of you. I think I'm falling in love. I think I'm falling in love again. Thought I learned my lesson, but my simple confession is when there's so many names to learn, why am I learning with you? And when there's so many roads to turn, why do I turn straight to you? So be my porch-side summer lemonade and IPA girl. Swing from branches in the heat of July and stay for the winter. Think I caught a winner cause you taste so nice by the heat of the fire. Let's wake up early, go to bed late, take the Amtrak north or the fire escape to the stars. Who'd have ever thought we'd get this far? Summer was over, the weather got colder. Guess I gotta sleep in this bed I made. Feels like pavement, least it's always felt the same. I think I might be in love. I think I might be in love today. You can bend me and shake me, it's so easy to break me. But when there's so many names to learn, why am I learning with you? And when there's so many roads to turn, why do I turn straight to you? So be my porch-side summer lemonade and IPA girl. Swing from branches in the heat of July. Let's stay for the winter. Think I caught a winner cause you taste so nice by the heat of the fire. Let's wake up early, go to bed late, take the Amtrak north or the fire escape to the stars. I never knew you'd get this far. Go ahead and lay me down. Oh. Go ahead and lay me down. Oh. Go ahead and lay me down and be my porch-side summer lemonade IPA girl. Swing from branches in the heat of July. Let's stay for the winter. Think I caught a winner cause you taste so nice by the heat of the fire. Let's wake up early, go to bed late, take the Amtrak north or the fire escape to the stars. I guess I never even really thought we'd ever get this far. First thing I'll do, I'll get in my car, grab a six-pack and grab my friend's guitar. Music goes up, windows go down, 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 down. We'll chase the sunrise, stop at every bridge and hotspot, hitting the jackpot on the way to St. Louis or Mexico. How do get lost in New York City? Just me and you will make it through, because I only want to be in this world with you singing. I don't think I remember the sky. Even if I do, I can't seem to find a reason or a person or a someone who knows why. But if we're flying high above the moon, then who cares why? But if we could dance among the stars, a rocket ship to Mars, your face comes into zoom, and we can see what happens when everybody leaves the room. Take I-80 west, then PCH down, stop at Disney and make friends at every town. On the road, every branch, every tree, stop for lunch, I've a hunch, at Carmel by the sea. And you would be there with your eyes so wide and blue. Whoever knew we could feel so free in St. Louis or Chicago, maybe. There's no place we can be. A temperate time, our hearts align. Yeah, at the end of all of this, we'll be feeling just fine. And I don't think I remember the sky. Even if I do, I can't seem to find a reason or a person or if someone's been outside. But if we're flying high above the moon, then who knows why? But if my patience starts to lack, and the ceiling starts to crack, and if the walls are caving in, and if my brain begins to spin, will you rescue me from isolation? Love, you set me free. In St. Louis or Kansas City, maybe. Let's get lost at sea. Just me and you will make this through, because I only want to be in this world with you singing. I don't think I remember the sky. I don't think I remember the sky. I don't think I remember the sky. Even though it's right there, I don't remember it, quite frankly. defenses pop out before I even speak. The way your brown eyes hypnotize every action alone makes me weak. I thought I was over this, I thought I was over bliss, but now I miss your hair and the days that we'd share. 'Cause I got one devil on my shoulder and one arm tied around my back. You're giving me that holy moly smolder. Wonder if I'm ever gonna get you back. Here's the news. The truth is I ain't over you. I swear hand to God that it's true. The truth is I ain't over you. The static obsession alone makes me weak. How can I create when I'm struggling to speak? I thought I was over you, moved on to someone new. We made it through this far. Then I packed up the car, 'cause I got one devil on my shoulder and one arm tied around my back. You're giving me that holy moly smolder. Wonder if I'm ever gonna get you back. Here's the news. The truth is I ain't over you. I swear hand to God that it's true. The truth is I ain't over you. I won the battle, but you won the war. My head's feeling hazy, my legs feeling sore and augmented. I run past the places where summer's created, or at least so was ours. Those spotless Sundays and limitless Mondays, attempts at Whole30, a coffee cup left in the backyard. And I tell you, it's quite hard to fill the space with you. Devil on my shoulder and one arm tied around my back. Here is the news. The truth is I ain't over you. I swear hand to God that it's true. The truth is I ain't over you.
Whoa, what's going on? Hey, welcome to my apartment. This is where I'm making music. Please come in, grab a seat, let's do it. You probably already know this. I'm Jake Bentley Young. I wrote this music, and I'm super grateful for New Voices for being a thing, and this has just been a lot of fun to kind of cultivate and put together. I'm an actor, and I grew up like loving musical theater, contemporary musical theater. And that's kind of how I learned how to write, kind of like the school of hard knocks. So I would like take sheet music and pluck it out note by note, like my favorite songs, you know. I was obsessed with Jason Robert Brown, Tom Kitt, yes, Drew Gasparini, in fact. And that kind of has heavily influenced the way I like to write music. Everything from like silly tunes to like, you know, serious ballads and everything in between. So you're getting kind of a bit of a mixed bag tonight, but I would like to show you a couple songs that are more musical theater inspired. When I was in college, I wrote a musical called Hellespont based off of mythic tragedy of Hero and Leander. Not sure if you know it, but it's kind of like a contemporary retelling of that. And the song is called Space Inside Your Mind. One of the first songs they sing, it's when one character is speaking to another and they've only communicated like over the telephone and through telegraph. So they've never really met each other. They're just kind of a space inside each other's mind. And it's just kind of a melody I've really loved for a really long time. And I would like for you to hear it. So this is Space Inside Your Mind. Hope you enjoy.
Are your eyes still emerald green? Is your mouth still a little too wide? Does it make you feel alone inside when you ride the waves inside my hollow mind? Are you still scared of heights? Do you want to be an artist? Does it scare you knowing someone's showing you a different side? 'Cause I swear sometimes I can almost smell your hair, and I swear sometimes I almost feel your cheek against mine. And though I'm alive, I'm feeling less than fine, less than fine, as a space inside your mind. Is your mother still long gone? Do you hate to sleep alone? And do you miss the way a hand feels wrapped in yours? Do you want to write a book about the life your parents took? And you find you're meant for life outside these walls? 'Cause I swear sometimes I can almost hear your voice, and I swear sometimes I almost feel I'll never be alone. And though I'm alive, I'm feeling less than fine, less than fine, as a space inside your mind. And so if one day we're face to face and you get to feel me, and if one day I become real and you get to see me, but what if the guy you dreamed coming true might not be with you? I don't care if your eyes aren't emerald green. I won't mind if your mouth's not a little too wide. I only care that you're the girl I know you are inside. The girl who'll fill the space inside my mind.
You know, sometimes when you're trying to like write music, especially in the style of like contemporary musical theater, you just want to like do something fun. And I tend to gravitate towards these like ballady, sort of very somber or very like melodic, lush sort of things. So last summer, I think it was, during quarantine, I just wanted to challenge myself to write something funny, lighthearted about a nerd trying to get a girl. And then somehow came up with this in an afternoon. And it's a fun one. Nerd rock ballad. This is called Marcy Edwards Anderson. Enjoy.
Could it be it was me, a hormonal decree? She kissed me, now I see how the world can change overnight. And in the absence of oversight, I feel my heart flying like a kite. And as she kissed me again, I feel I'll never touch the ground again. Will she call, will she text, will she email? Who the hell uses email? Oh, but I don't want to come on too strong. So here's the deal, if this is real, then this might be the season I date Marcy Edwards Anderson. All these hormones flooding inside me. Hopefully this cologne will provide me confidence in droves. So soon I will propose. No, that's creepy. But still there's a million reasons I like Marcy Edwards Anderson. This girl's from another world. She floats among the stars.
A rocket ship to Mars won't even get partway there. The way that she parts her hair, the way that she ties her shoes. I lose every word in a flash. How could I be so bashful, so crass? Filled my heart, holding in all my farts. Kind of hurts, but what's worse, she's my muse, she's my curse. She's the best, she's the worst, she's the worst. But if she gives me a shot, I'll never know how to make up for the things I don't know. I don't drive a car, so I can't take her far. Not yet. And if she gives me a chance, I'll never know how to concede. I have lots left to learn, like holding a hand or playing in a rock and roll band. A rock and roll band is what I'm talking about. How do I ask her out with no biceps to flout? It's absurd to assert they'll protrude from my shirt. I'll attempt to subvert the way stronger men flirt. Little tightening of the cuff shouldn't hurt. This will not work. This girl's deserving a prince, and that for sure is not me. That math lead from 12G, but still I'm worthy, I guess, if I quit making a mess. Come on, man, just breathe. But if she gives me a chance, I'll never know which way is up. I'll be all turned around. So starting today, I'll send fears far away en masse. And if she kissed me again, well, that'll be the moment I know this ain't all just a dream. The dork of the class somehow still kicking ass all day. Oh, 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 oh. So my head is feeling heavy and my palms are feeling sweaty. Maybe I'll retract and call this thing off, because I'm not sure if this feeling makes me sort of feel like screaming or convinces me to run far away. But some part of me is saying I'd be better off by staying. Just like Sheldon Harnick said, it's like depression and elation. So if ever there's a time, it'd be now. Don't be a coward, buck up, don't screw up. Let's get this girl today. Oh, so when she gives me a shot, that's when I'll know worrying then was a huge waste of time. So come with me, hun, let's ride off in the sun. Yes, when she gives me a shot, I'll never know how to take in. I'm a man among men, and for all that I've earned, there's so much left to learn about her. And if all goes right, then starting tonight, I'll kiss Marcy Anderson again.
So this next one is a song that I've been like toying with for like 5 or 6 years, and I came up with it originally on a friend's piano my freshman year of college. And it's just kind of like been the song that I always go back to and like to fine tune and touch up. It's definitely theater inspired, and now it's kind of its own standalone song. So it's changed iterations a lot, but it's just the thing I've created that I think is the most like in touch with who I am, and I enjoy it a lot. So I hope you enjoy it too. This is called Hero.
I know it's getting late, and my timing isn't great, but things I tend to keep repressed come off my chest. Today, the things I've kept inside no longer have to hide. So if you'll humor me, acquiesce, and soon you'll see it's not a waste of time. When I was 13, I had this dream. I was a knight in armor, and I'd climb down from my room and fight the enemies down below. And I'd take off on a big white horse, and I'd ride off to Asia or Paris or eastern Spain and sail a big blue ship to Rome. or somewhere far from home. And I'd slay the dragon, and I'd find the gold, sail a million oceans and hunt out a pirate's cove. Then I'd steal an old jetliner and traverse the volcanoes below. But then I'd wake up and it was gone. Another year in my bedroom and my life moved on. So then, I watched the years float by. My father got a place uptown as I watched my mother cry. But still, each day felt the same. At every baseball game and every botched recital, Mom was there, but still she tried to make things feel okay. As we grew up, she told me stories about her and Dad, about the way they used to run, about trees and fields of green. And she'd say one day when I was old, we would pack up our things and move far away, where a hero never fears, our own two musketeers. And we'd save the people from whatever trials they'd face, give them food and shelter, and be gone without a trace. Just a mother and son duo that would shelter the whole human race. And we'd finally have the chance to be free. The big blue sky, my mother and me. Then the gravity had somehow shifted. My mother said it's just a cold. Eventually she'd say to me, take care of things as you grow old. A drop in the ocean, a flick of a switch. We built a tree house inside of a ditch. We're just atoms floating by, trying to get through and trying to hurt less than the day before. And I thought we shared every ounce of human worth. Magnets on an earth that's made of death and disease. And I thought the answer was true. I thought the answer was you. 6 months ago, I met a girl my age. You just might know her. She was living in the slums, who takes life as it comes. She made me feel free. She spoke in poetry. Her bravery pierced like an iron tax. It was a human life at last. It's like a spell that she had cast. And you speak of wisdom, and you speak of crime. You tell stories of adventure, you're a hero who's sublime. You have friends, you go to parties that you sneak out of just in time. You have a life, you have a story, you have ideals that go with mine. And if I asked you for forever, would you be happy with what you'd find? My love, wherever you may roam, be free, but know your home. Be free and know your home. I got up at 5 a.m. today, took the A train all of the way down, put on my black tie. The morning drive consists of NPR. Morning breeze calls the dawning of a new day, the population of commotion on the subway. Something's in the air, I can feel it everywhere, 'cause if this is what it's like living in a new city, the coffee ain't cheap, but the girls are pretty. You're living on someone else's time, and I think I'm on my way. Spending all my money at a new bar, walking down the Hudson with my guitar. I think I'm on my way. I got home around 4 a.m. today. Sure, I'm $90 richer, but it all goes to liquor, no. The plans I've made, the jobs I've created, it's a struggle, but it's self-made. You hear the pounding of the pavement, whoa. If this is what it's like living in a new city, the coffee ain't cheap, but the girls are pretty. You're living on someone else's time, and I think I'm on my way. Spending all my money at a new bar, walking down the Hudson with my guitar. Oh, I think I'm on my way. This is what it's like living in a new city. The coffee ain't cheap, but the girls are pretty. You're living on someone else's time, and I think I'm on my way. Spending all my money at a new bar, walking down the Hudson with my guitar. I think I'm on my way. If this is what it's like living in a new city, the coffee ain't cheap, but the girls are pretty. You're living on someone else's time, and I think I'm on my way. Spending all my money at a new bar, walking down the Hudson with my guitar. Oh, I think I'm on my way. This is what it's like living in a new city. The coffee ain't cheap, but the girls are pretty. You're living on someone else's time, and I think I'm on my way. Spending all my money at a new bar, walking down the Hudson with my guitar. Oh, I think I'm on my way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I had to add a little clapping segment in there, right? I just wish I had like a chorus of people who were doing it.
I don't know how. I'm not tech savvy like all you kiddos out there, but like, damn. The way you put that set together was beautiful, my man. That really, really was.
Thank you, my
stupendous. And I said this before we started. I hadn't watched your set before. I just watched it live with everybody else.
Right.
I always watch the sets. I always know what, you know, and I get an idea of like what they're going to sound like and what it's going to be like, what we could talk about afterwards. And that was one of my favorites, man. That was really, really great. I really enjoyed that a lot. Jake Bentley Young, thanks so much for doing New Voices. Let's chat a little bit, dude. Do you mind?
Please, I don't mind at all.
All right, excellent. Here we go. First things first. I'm so happy that let me just point out a couple things.
Point them out.
You are a crazily multi-hyphenated artistic individual, and I tend to, like, whether it's by accident or by design, I tend to surround myself with people who kind of encompass that. And you are multi-instrumentalist, singer-songwriter in both fields of like pop,
the Ben Folds, Billy Joel, Elton John kind of shit you had going on, that contemporary theater shit. I connected right away when you were like, I learned how to write contemporary theater by like plunking out Jason Robert Brown. That is it. The last 5 years songbook is like why I started writing musicals in the first place. I was flattered to be mentioned. I'm sure someone paid you behind the scenes to mention my name there, but that was very kind of you.
They gave me a pretty paycheck for that.
Actually. Oh, nice. That's cool. That's
it's great. It's a great
good extra side money for you. But you're also a hell of an actor, a hell of a singer, a hell of a dancer. And I got to witness all this firsthand. And I just want to start off by talking about where you and I met this last beginning of the fall here, right at the end of summer. I met you in auditions for a part that you ended up getting for the workshop. And you know, this is not like the big crazy announcement that's going to be on Playbill, but you're going to be continuing with to Missouri with us for the Karate Kid, which is so exciting. And if you're a fan of what you saw here tonight, just wait till you see this guy be the villain. Wait till you see this smiley, charming mother effer get on stage and then kick somebody's ass all the time.
I would like to think I cornered the market and hopefully like nice dudes who can play an asshole pretty well.
That's the market you want to corner?
In this day and age, sure. Yeah.
I'm the opposite. I feel like I'm the asshole and everyone assumes I'm this really nice guy. But the truth is, like, I scream at babies. I go up to babies and I just scream at them.
I've seen him do it.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's a nightmarish kind of thing. Where are you in your creative process? There's a couple. Hold on, I want to make sure I'm reading some of these questions coming in here. There's a couple questions we'll get to in a second. I want to point out Emily Gates is my high school music teacher, and she said nice voice and great presence. She said nothing about me, but she said that about you. Let's start with your musical theater writing, can't we? That really got my head tilted, man. I was like, huh? Really good. I heard, because you sent me some videos of yours when I asked you to do this. It was like, send me whatever you got. I want to see your songs. You sent me some videos. Your hair looks great, by the way. You sent me some videos, and I caught the Tom Kitt. Like, I caught the Jason Robert Brown and the Tom Kitt and the Elton and the Ben Folds and all these other great influences. But here you are presenting some stuff from musicals that you're writing. Where are you at with any of them? And also, is this a career path you want to kind of connect to whatever it is you're working on as an actor as well?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's a bit of a complex answer too, I think, because I think a lot of my friends from college and otherwise would like state that this has always just kind of been like a part of that multi-hyphenate, like you said, like artistic journey. And for whatever reason, I'm sure you can probably relate, like growing up as an actor and making that the profession. That is like the thing I've always just been drawn to is like, you know, I didn't know if I was a creative or, I mean, I knew I was a creative, but I didn't know if it was like a writer, you know, some people tangent the directing path or whatever it might be. For whatever reason, it's just like that, like infectious thing. I think a lot of my friends would attest to this too. It's just the one thing that I didn't, you know, I wasn't, like I've mentioned, I wasn't like formally trained in it necessarily. I was like plunking the tracks out.
Yeah.
And so it's been like the long time, like, I just want to figure out why, if it comes to Jason Robert Brown or something you wrote or whoever it might be, why does it like affect us in such an ethereal way? And I don't know if there's not a class you can take on that. There's not a textbook on that, but
I don't know. I don't know if that's something you can like teach or explain. It's just like this thing that's really channeled. And what I really like about your theater songwriting in particular is, well, kind of in both categories, in your pop stuff and your theater stuff, you're real conversational. And I think that, and you being a performer, you know how to deliver that. And anybody hearing the lyrics, like hearing a demo of those songs, you could just kind of absorb that conversation and put it in your real day, nuanced life, you know? And I am so bewildered by that. I kind of got knocked on my ass a little bit when I heard the theater stuff. I was like, I'm not threatened. I'm not threatened. I'm not.
But big Gasparini.
I was like, God damn, he is really darn good. All I would say is there are Lin-Manuels out there, dude, and I think you should do it all. And I think that while it might seem
uber ambitious. I think you're completely young and hungry enough to just tackle both full steam ahead, because you're, for all the time you put into auditioning and then learning lines, whatever it is down the road, there's always going to be those moments of shit, I don't have a gig right now, I think I'll write that musical. You know what I'm saying? So I just got to encourage you always to please keep that going. It's great. It's really, like, I'm so impressed.
Thank you. And I appreciate that a lot, especially coming from you. It's interesting because it's like whenever you're just sitting down at the piano, I mean, you write like sick pop stuff and we all like dabble in that. That's one thing that I've always been so self-conscious about, weirdly, is like when you say conversationalist, I feel like I know what you mean. That's just kind of like how I grew up as an actor. For whatever reason, that's just it comes out. But you know, at some point you just have to embrace that that's how it is, and or whatever. That's like your way of contributing.
I love that though. It's how, like, listening to you perform your stuff made me put myself in your song. Like, like because of the conversational aspect, I was like really tuning in. I thought that was so great. God, I'm not threatened. I'm not. I'm not threatened by this or the fact that my high school music teacher just gave you all this praise and none for me. We got a few questions here. Do you mind if I ask a couple questions? And then I want to talk a little bit about the Bay Area a little bit, because you and I are both from the beloved Bay Area. Yes, we are. NorCal. Well, Bay Area proper, and you're like a little north of Bay Area.
Well, I just like, I've told you this before, but I just kind of lie to people and say I'm from the Bay Area. My dad works in the Bay Area. It's cooler, simpler to be like, yeah, I'm from.
It's cool. It's cooler. I'm from Marin County, but I always say San Francisco. Just make it easier.
Well, Marin County sounds cool, but either way.
First question. This is from Bella Coppola, who had a bunch of things to say here. She said, "What is your favorite part about doing Karate Kid?" I'd also like to know. I know mine. I know my favorite part about doing.
I'm not sure.
No, you don't have. There's no criteria. You don't have to be like, oh, Drew's music was amazing. Because as I mentioned to you right before we started this, we're doing a lot of rewrites right now. But what was your favorite part of the experience? Because that was a tremendous experience.
I mean, I feel like I've told you this and everyone who's in the company, but like, just it's easy. It's like a simple thing to say, but just like diving into that, like as being like a new person in the city and the industry and everything, was just like, I can't like encapsulate it in one specific experience. Just all of a sudden I'm working with like people that you consider like heroes in a certain way. But also kind of like taking a moment to be like, I deserve to be with these people. You know what I mean? I like have to contribute. And I think I would say, I know it's a little general, but like just being in the work session vibe and knowing that like your job is to contribute. We'd like bounce, you know, whatever lyrics back and forth, dialogue, and see how it all combines. And I think after I got over that first week of slight intimidation and just being like, we gotta like make a musical here. And that you're hired to make it, to help make it, you know.
It's completely nuts to even say out loud, but that's exactly right.
Exactly what I mean. Yeah, I mean, so I guess what else on a more interesting level, I guess, just like the cast of people we had building that thing, and
amazing,
and you and the director and the choreographers, like I mean, we could talk for hours about the work.
I mean, just real quick shout outs to those people. We got Keone and Mari Madrid doing the choreography for the Karate Kid. They are super outstanding. Follow them on Instagram and wherever they go, because whatever they do is game changing, and whatever they're about to do on Broadway is going to seriously shift things. I'm so excited they're a part of this. And our director is a Japanese visionary, Amon Miyamoto. He has become a hero of mine just getting to work with him. And this has been such a stressful, very stressful, but gratifying experience for me. And meeting you was certainly a highlight for me, because your work ethic, man, you came in, whatever that first week was of intimidation or whatever, I'm so happy you got over it, because you brought your shit every day. You really knew your stuff. And this was an off-book workshop. You guys were memorizing. I'd be handing new pages of lyrics to you guys, and in 10 seconds, you guys had new things memorized, and the dancing and the fighting, and it was all right there before our eyes. Just, I commend you, sir. Really great, excellent work. Another question. Where do you find inspiration, Jake?
What a like a beautiful and yet somewhat general question.
I think that's a perpetually shifting answer, don't you think?
Never changing answer.
Yes.
I'm curious if like, now I'm like going to turn the question on YouTube a little bit, because like in terms of songwriting in general, sometimes you'll just kind of like come up with a melody you love, and sometimes you'll have a series of words that you love. For me, it's usually like the music or whatever that manifests as. And then, like, it sounds so dumb, but like sometimes you just kind of like think of words that sound kind of cool and right. And I think as a person who's likes to identify as a creative, but doesn't want to like stifle that process, you just have to like sometimes put pen to paper and just write some shit. Am I allowed to curse on here? I don't know if I am.
I mean, I think I already have a couple times.
Right. That was my permission to do so.
Yeah, there you go. I gave it to you.
So yeah, I'm kind of like working through this as I'm saying it, but it's for me, it's really all about kind of what we talked about at the beginning. It starts with the music for me and things that sound and feel really great, and then you just kind of, you know, whatever words come to your mind or whatever story you want to outline.
Yeah.
And I gotta, that's why I'm curious if you feel the same way, because it's just, you just gotta write it down, and then there's always room to change it. You just gotta put shit on the paper.
Honestly, yeah. I look at every word and every note kind of as just like the lump of clay, and it's something you just kind of chisel away at until a song forms. Or, I mean, when it comes to inspiration, I find it anywhere. I really do. I find it in my family, my friends, walking outside, what you read on the news. I find it literally anywhere, but it's not always going to be a great song. So sometimes you have to write like 10 really shitty songs before you get that like amazing song. That's why I have so many songs. Most of them are complete garbage, and they make room for those other amazing ones. Yeah, inspiration is it's a lava lamp. You're never going to get a solid answer when it comes to inspiration, but thanks for tackling that. I wanted to ask, because you're a little new to New York City.
Yeah.
You graduated college. You went to Texas, right?
Texas State University.
Texas State University. We love to hear it. And
we
love to hear it. Go Bobcats. And
thank
you. Got you. And you moved to New York when?
6 months ago.
6 months ago.
I got this apartment you're seeing right now in like April or something.
Oh, I got this apartment in April. Look at us.
Look at us go. And then I worked in the summer, and then probably moved here, I think realistically about 4 months ago. When I met you, and when we like just started, I was auditioning and working together.
Yeah.
That was like a ongoing, I think I probably told you, but like an ongoing process. And then I moved here, and then I got to do it, you know.
Yeah.
Work on the material in person like a day or two after I moved here.
Yeah.
So it's very serendipitous, but
yeah. Do you have, because the Ferguson Center for the Arts, which is this amazing, like truly, I've done a number of shows there, and I've taught master classes down in this area. It is a gorgeous venue. Shout out to Bruce and Lori and Christy and Paul down there at the Ferg. It is a part of the Christopher Newport University system down there. So there's a lot of grads who I've worked with at CNU who have they all graduated in theater, and then they did the migration, and a lot of them are brand new to this city. And if they're from, you know, something a little slightly more podunk, like, I don't know, Newport News, Virginia, and they're trying to fit in a place like New York City, as a newcomer here yourself, do you have any advice for someone like that?
That's a great question. Because I guess I contemplate a lot of the time where some personalities don't adjust as easily to the life style here. I think I was like lucky for whatever reason. I'd visited several times throughout college when I was back home in California. I think it really is. And I was like, I will commend credit or give credit where credit is due to like the people who mentored me at school, in college specifically. Who prepared me for this, that like you really have to, in many ways, carve your own path. You know, opportunities will come when you are prepared and lucky, in a sense. You know what I mean? Like when, you know, something like The Karate Kid comes along, it's a wonderful piece. And we happened to like working together, and it was just the right fit. You know what I mean? Yeah,
absolutely.
And that married with things like this, like I had the opportunity to really cultivate some songs and work on it. And those are just things, I mean, it's all, in my humble opinion, I'm young and, you know, I don't know everything, but just saying yes to things and just throwing your hat in the ring. I feel like, you know, that's something probably you do well too. And that's just,
I mean, you know, it's cutting your teeth when you first move out here is not easy for anybody. It is a beast in and of itself when you come out here. Just being on the subway is difficult. And especially if you're from a quieter part of town. I'll just add on to what you said by saying for those CNU grads or anywhere, if you're just moving to New York, I really think it's important to do exactly what Jake said. Say yes to as much as you can, because one of those yeses is going to absolutely turn into the thing that changes your life in New York City. That's how it went for me. That's how it goes for, I would say, 100% of the people I know who sustained it out here. Make sure you give yourself all 4 seasons, because New York shifts as the seasons go. Make sure you handle the snow out here. Make sure you handle the transitions from insanely hot to insanely cold out here, because that does a lot to a person. So make sure you stick with it. That's what I would say. And don't be afraid to hit people up for help. Do not sit there waiting for something to happen for you. That's what I would say. Jake, last question I want to ask you before I say thank you and good night.
Sure.
It was actually a question for me, but let's talk about it for a minute.
Do it.
It says, Drew, what's your favorite thing about working with Jake? And here's what I will say. I said it a couple times. And this is another thing all you newcomers in New York need to understand. Everybody is out here to try to make something happen. Everybody, no one comes to New York to, you know, aimless and not knowing what's going to happen. They come here with a goal in mind when you're coming out here to be an artist, right? That you come here to try to make something. And that doesn't happen unless you work your ding dong off. And you really, really showed up every single day. And my favorite part of working with you was watching you work. You're very good at what you do because you are sure about what you do. And it makes everybody who's working with you trust you. So I think that is my favorite part of working with you. Jake, in terms of your experience as a songwriter and an artist and an actor and everything else, what do you want to happen for yourself? What do you see happening for yourself? Because I see the very beginning, and I'm glad there are people watching, and this video is going to be up in perpetuity, so go check it out whenever you can. But I see the very, very beginning of what is going to be an explosive career. I really mean that without any hyperbolic motive here. That is what I saw in you during Karate Kid, what I'm going to continue to see during Karate Kid, and what everybody who's going to work with you henceforth is going to see. What do you want to happen for yourself out here, Jake? I'm so curious.
I wish I had like a golden answer that like totally throws you off guard.
Yeah, you're like, I want to own a restaurant.
I want to own that saltwater taffy shop we were talking about.
Yeah, it's my
We still
man.
gotta do it, man. No, and the honest to God truth is, you know, I think it, like, if you're pursuing a career and you want to be, you know, you want to pursue it aggressively in a healthy way. You want to have goals, of course, and as I do, I'm sure you do as well. But what I really love to do is just like make things with people, and it's so general, but like, here I am, like having this conversation with you. I got to make this music. I feel very proud of what I did on that, what we've done together. And like, it's just, it's so much about just like cultivating relationships with people I respect, and just keep like taking the next step. I know that sounds so general. Like I'm trying to come up with
frankly, that's exactly what I wanted to hear, is that you're just excited to see how the steps keep growing.
Yeah, and
that's really what it's about.
Right. And to be completely honest, like, it's like when we have a casual conversation after the workshop or whoever it may be, you know, with a producer, whoever it is, I just love people, and I love working in this space, and I love taking a break from it also, as I'm sure you do.
Oh yeah.
And just like, for whatever ethereal reason that I can't quite describe to you at this moment, I just love working with like artistic people, and I like, you know, meeting new people like yourself and all the friends I've made, and just, you know.
Well, I don't see that slowing down anytime soon for you, because just like me, you're going to attract the other multi-hyphenates your way. You're going to start building things collaboratively with other people and other artists you respect. And I just, I see a lot of good things happening for you, Jake. I really, really do. And I'm very, very thankful that you did this little series that we started with Bruce at the Ferguson Center for the Arts down in Newport News, Virginia. I truly, one of my favorite ones so far. I really, really enjoyed your set. It was eclectic, and there was such great stories. Your performance was killer. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Jake Bentley Young. I appreciate you being here, dude. You got it. This is Drew Gasparini's New Voices. We do this at the end of every single month. We're going to be skipping December next month because of the holidays, but join us again in January. Follow me at Drew Gasparini on all social media platforms. Jake, where can people find you on social media?
at Jake Bentley Young.
Go find him too. Give him a follow, give him a like, and a subscribe, and whatever all you kids do with your thumbs. I hope to see you guys at the next one of these. We're going to be back in January, February, and March will be our last one, and then we're going to St. Louis, dude, because we got the Karate Kid coming to Broadway next year. We're all very excited. Anyway, thanks so much, Bruce, Lori, Christy, and Paul. I couldn't do it without you guys. I love you all. Jake, I love you, man. I will talk to you later. Bye, everybody.